Hello friends, and welcome to Shine Bright Stories. We're so glad to have you with us today as we read our first ever story. Today's book is called The Turtle and the Flood and is written and illustrated by Jackie French and Danny Snell. Myrtle lives by the creek. Every summer she swims in the waterholes, eats moths and tadpoles, yabbies and tiny frogs. I wonder if our friends can guess what kind of animal Myrtle is. Can you tell them?
Turtle.
She's a turtle. Every winter she sleeps among the dry leaves under an old log. When the creek dries up to small pools, Myrtle buries herself in the silt and sand to keep cool. When it rains, the creek flows swiftly, but Myrtle keeps swimming with her strong legs and claws. Then, one day, the water rose just slightly, even though there'd been no rain. Myrtle lifted her head. She felt the pressure of the air on her neck. Myrtle climbed slowly out of the waterhole. She began to walk uphill. Wonder where she's going. The water dragons watched her from their rock ledges. "Myrtle is climbing the hill. There's going to be a flood," they cried as they clambered up the cliffs to find safe, dry crevices. And we can see in the picture that water dragons are like quite large lizards. Myrtle is walking slowly past them on their rocks. "Myrtle knows a flood is coming." The red-bellied black snakes wriggled out of the cool rocks by the creek. They slithered uphill to logs and ledges in the sun. Myrtle is walking up the hill. The wombats decided it was time to move to the burrows up the mountain, where the flood water couldn't reach. Everyone is following Myrtle, look.
Yeah.
"Where's that turtle going?" wondered Farmer Finnegan, whose gran had told her that turtles climb uphill 10 days before a flood. Farmer Finnegan moved her sheep to the top paddock. Everybody is getting the message that Myrtle is sending, aren't they?
Yes.
"Myrtle's heading for high ground," worried the echidnas. They hiked upwards as fast as they could go, which was a little faster than a turtle. "There's going to be a flood soon," the wallabies decided, and the kangaroos agreed. Wallabies are like small kangaroos, aren't they, Zach?
Are these wallabies?
The little ones are wallabies, and the big ones are kangaroos. They could leap much faster than a turtle, but they grazed warily, ready to bound to safety. They're ready. "It's going to rain tomorrow!" The termite queens danced as they flew in mating circles in the sky. Termites are insects, and only the queens can fly, I think.
Yeah.
"It's going to rain this afternoon," rejoiced the swallows, and they soared higher to eat the termite queens and all the insects flying before the rain.
Are those them?
Those are swallows, yeah, they're a type of bird. "It's going to rain! Soon, soon, soon!" laboured the worker ants as they dragged bark and leaves to shelter the entrances to their ant nests. They look very strong, don't they? Myrtle reached her favourite log. She burrowed down into the dirt as the blue sky changed to angry grey and purple. The rain grew heavier. Angry drops lashed the ground. The rain thickened, a sheet that shuddered through the air. We can see Myrtle hiding under her log. She's safe under there, and the kangaroos are sheltering under the trees. And we can see some birds who are sheltering in their nests. And down the bottom we can see some frogs having a magnificent time in the rain, can't we?
Mommy,
Yes, Danny.
why do all frogs have little legs at the front and big legs at the back?
Well, I think because their back legs have to jump them very very high. So they have to have long, strong.
Like a spring.
Yeah, kind of like a spring. That's right.
That you rebust and a-bust.
Water splashed and gurgled over cliffs and hills, down into the creek. The ground shivered. The creek quivered. A wave hurtled down the creek, carrying leaves and branches between the trees and over paddocks. The creek lashed higher and higher still. Boulders bounced and crashed, helpless against the power of water. The flood's roar filled the air. The stench of flood was everywhere.
Oh no.
It's okay, because look, safe and dry up on the hill, Myrtle dreamed of tadpoles growing in new waterholes. The kangaroos and wallabies imagined fresh green grass. The black snakes would grow fat on frogs before they slept for winter. The rain stopped. Slowly, the creek shrank, still crashing and splashing over its rocks, still singing its song of flood. The animals all waited. What would Myrtle do? Myrtle stretched out her long neck and felt the air. Slowly, very slowly, Myrtle began her long walk down. And just before the end, there's an author's note. It says, Myrtle is a common long-necked turtle, or eastern snake-necked turtle. Her scientific name is Chelidina longicollis. These turtles can be found along South and Eastern Australia and can live for at least 50 years. That's a long time. Turtles like calm water, such as waterholes, dams and swamps. In a drought, they can trek tens of kilometres to find a new waterhole. If they sense rain is coming though, they will wait, snuggling down into cool sand or silt. If there's going to be a small flood, they will leave their waterhole and wait for puddles to splash in. But if a big flood is coming, they will climb uphill until they are well beyond flood reach, usually exactly 10 days before a flood. A turtle, or a gully gum, Eucalyptus smithi, is much more accurate than the Weather Bureau, and we humans still don't know how trees and turtles are able to predict the weather so accurately. Turtles on the move can often be injured or hit by cars when on the road. Sometimes their injuries can be healed, so use a cloth like an old towel to pick them up and keep them somewhere quiet and safe while you call the local wildlife rescue service, who will contact a turtle specialist for assistance. You did that once, didn't you, Zach? You rescued a duck.
Fun fact, a loggerhead sea turtle can't pull its flippers in because its head and flippers are too big. Another fun fact about sea turtles is some sea turtles have the strongest shell. Some sea turtles have to go on land to lay their eggs.
Thanks for joining us, friends, on Shine Bright Stories. Remember to shine your light brightly wherever you go, and that God loves you very much. See you next time.
See you next time.